Hey guys, Prowl 1701 here, and today we're going to talk about what was called Series 14 of Doctor Who and where this new era of Doctor Who seems to be going. It looks like, obviously, Russell T Davies, Bad Wolf, and Disney are going to be putting some money into Doctor Who, but it looks like we really are on the cusp of a new era of Doctor Who. Not just a new era as in a new Doctor, because the modern Doctor Who and classic Doctor Who, they always had soft reboots. I mean, they weren't called that during classic Doctor Who, but that's really what they were, soft reboots. The Pertwee era was a soft reboot. Tom Baker's era was a soft reboot. The J&T era was a soft reboot. The McCoy era was a soft reboot. And of course, in modern Who, we've had the soft reboots like Series 5 was a soft reboot. Series 10 was technically a soft reboot. Series 11 was a soft reboot. So we've had these kind of soft reboots before. But this really seems like easily the hardest soft reboot that we've had in modern Who, where they really are kind of differentiating this era from the rest of modern Who. Almost like it's a third series. It doesn't feel like a continuation of modern Who. It feels like they're ending the second modern Who series, what we call New Who, and starting a third Doctor Who series, which I guess we'll call New Who. Or New Who. New Who. New Who. So, because apparently it's coming down, they're going to rebrand Series 14 as Season 1. I really don't like this, because Season 1 of Doctor Who came out in 1963. This is going to cause some confusion and some problems, and quite honestly, it's just going to be annoying and irksome. I don't mind them resetting the numbers. I just wish they didn't call it Season 1 or Series 1. I wish they picked something else. Volume 1, Limited Series 1, Limited 1, Modern Series 1. I'd be happy with Modern Series 1. Although technically, I guess we could call Classic Who Classic Season 1. But please don't change that on the collection branding, because us classic fans will become very irate. Some of us are very OCD. I'm not, but a lot of people are. And even though I'm not, it would drive me bonkers. But I don't like the idea of having two Season 1s. It's just going to be confusing. It's going to be bothersome. I get why they're doing it, because they want this to be a good jumping on point. They want Doctor Who to be popular again. They want the 2008 days back again, or 70s Doctor Who popular back again. I get that, and I understand that. And that's why I think Disney's doing a real big push, on Disney Plus for it. But because Disney doesn't have access to Series 113, they don't want to just start their brand new era of Doctor Who as Series 14, because just hearing the term Series 14 means that it comes with a lot of baggage, because somebody might be like, well, I don't want to start with Season 14 or Series 14 of a show. I have to go back and watch all these others. Well, there's a classic series of 26 seasons. I have to go back and watch that too? Yeah. And some of the episodes are, yeah, I get it. They want to start fresh. Someone, if they see Doctor Who Season 1, is more likely to go, click, let's give this a shot. I get it. But for established fans, it's just a headache. Like, I was actually really mad when I read about it. It was yesterday. I've calmed down a lot, because I was pretty irate about it. Because it just strikes me as dumb. It's like, it's not dumb because I get why they're doing it, but it's like annoying dumb. You get the difference in what I mean. And again, I don't mind them resetting the number to 1. I just wish they'd call it something else. Call it Modern Season 1. Call it Volume 1. Limited Series 1, something to differentiate it from seasons. Because for me, seasons belong to Classic Who. And to be fair, that Classic Who wasn't always referred to as Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. That's something I think that's happened in the past few years. I don't know what people called Doctor Who back in the day in the UK, because I wasn't alive in the 60s or 70s. I'm from the 80s, and I've never lived in the UK. So I don't know if they called them Series 1, Series 2, Series 3. But calling Classic Who by season is a retroactive thing, I believe, to differentiate it from Modern Who, which runs by series. That's why they do that. Modern Who is Series 2, Series 3, Series 4. Classic Who is Season 2, Season 3, Season 4. It's a good way to differentiate between which one you're talking about. That's actually a pet peeve of mine when people get it wrong. Like when people call David Tennant's final season Season 4, it drives me nuts. Because I'm that guy. I am pedantic about it. No, David Tennant wasn't even born when season 4 came out. I'm that guy. I am so that guy. Or when people call Classic Who by series. I hope they find all of Series 6. I'm going to be like, it's missing? Series 6 is terrible. Matt Smith's second season is not good. I'm that guy. So it's interesting to me that this really feels like not a continuation of Modern Who, but the start of a brand new Doctor Who series. Like, we will now be on our 3rd incarnation of Doctor Who is what it feels like to me. Like, you have Classic Who from 63 to 89. You have whatever we're going to start calling Modern Who. I guess we could call it Modern Who. I don't know. That ran from 2005 to 2023, depending on whether the Tennant specials will count as the end of that series or the beginning of the new one. And then the new one that'll be starting in the spring will be the 3rd series, whatever you want to call it, New Who. Now, somebody I know on the forum posted, well, we could just call them Who 63, Who 05, and Who 24. That actually kind of works for me when referencing which series you're talking about. Who 63, Who 05, or Who 2005, and Who 24. I kind of like that. That works. That's a fair solution. But that's what it feels like. They're really ending the current incarnation of Doctor Who, the actual whole series, and starting a brand new one with season 1 fresh. And it makes me wonder how different it's going to be. Obviously, the budget has been increased. It's probably going to look really, really good. And I'm pretty sure this is Disney's idea. I would bet money this is Disney. Because Disney has that really shady practice of rebooting their shows slightly in name every few seasons, like iCarly and stuff like that. This is, of course, to get around labor rights and labor laws and union rules because they don't want to pay people because Disney's a crappy company. And so we also have that happening. Again, I think it's less to get around rules and stuff and more, in this case, just the fact they don't want Series 14, they want Season 1. So you might go, the start of a new show, click. They're more likely, even subconsciously, to click on it and watch it. So I figure it's a rebranding for that because you want to get rid of all that previous baggage and have this as a jumping on point. And this is very much indeed intended to be a jumping on point. I think it's very obvious. And that these specials are kind of the last hurrah for modern Doctor Who before we start into the new series of New Who. We'll see. I don't know how much I like Disney getting involved in this. Disney has already ruined Star Wars for me. They've ruined Indiana Jones. Not that I'm a big Indiana Jones fan anyway. I don't own any of them. But I've always enjoyed when I watched them if they were on. But yeah, they kind of killed Star Wars for me. I like The Mandalorian and I enjoyed Tales from the Jedi a lot. But I'm so burned out. They put out way too much Star Wars stuff. Star Wars works because you only got it every now and then. And the fact that they keep just focusing on this one little era of Star Wars. And the fact that I just despise the sequel trilogy kind of killed it for me. So I'm really iffy about, I don't mind Disney writing the checks and having the show on Disney+. But when Disney starts coming in with, say, we've got some notes for you. That's where I draw my line in the sand and go, no notes. No. I don't want them doing that. People are like, well, there's nothing wrong with an American company having influence over Doctor Who. And my response is, have you seen the TV movie? To be fair, I enjoy the TV movie, but it has flaws. Paul McGann is great. That was great casting. I enjoy Eric Roberts. I like Daphne as Grace. I don't really care for Lee as much, but I enjoy the TV movie. But it definitely has some problems, and it definitely feels Americanized, let us say. And that is constantly in my head when I think about Disney going, we have notes for you. No. Especially seeing what Disney is doing with everything else they're working on these days. No, thank you. So, I'm excited about the new era. I am. But I'm cautiously excited about the new era. We'll see where it goes. So Doctor Who rebranding as Season 1. And I just want to smack the person who came up with that. Again, I don't mind them rebranding. I just wish they wouldn't call it Season 1. And the fact they're calling it Season 1 has definitely got to be an American thing, because that's kind of what we call stuff here. That's got to be Disney. It's just got to be. I really wish they would pick another name like Volume 1, especially since it's short anyway. It's like 8 episodes. That's more like a limited series. That's not a series. Whereas Season 1 of Classic Doctor Who is like 39 episodes, 40 episodes. Because, you know, those 60 seasons of Classic Doctor Who were long. They averaged about 40 episodes a season. A little over, a little under. And that first one has 8 stories. You're knocking at around 37, 39 episodes in Season 1 of Classic Who. Whereas Season 1 of Shoot You Got was there as 8. They might be longer. They're twice as long. But that's still like 39 versus 8. Just call it like, you know, like they call Mandalorian, you know, Book 1. You could call it something like that. I wouldn't call it Book 1. But you could come up with a different name to make it work. You know, Session 1, Limited Series 1. You could do something like that without picking season, which we already have. And if they decide, well, we'll just have to call Classic or something else and start changing it on the box sets, I guarantee you the Classic fans, we will bitch. We will throw a fit, because that's what we do when we feel like we're getting screwed over. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. That is my thoughts on that. I want to know what you think about them rebranding a Season 1 and how you think the series is going to go forward from here. So comment down below and let me know. Other things to do, don't forget to click the like button and the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There's a link to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to some of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane, Colin Coney, and Finn Perkins. I appreciate their support as I do the support of all of my patrons. It does make a difference. I have a P.O. box if there's anything you would like to send me to look at and review, and a link to my Amazon wish list and my Amazon UK wish list. Those are both down there as well. Most importantly, thank you for watching.